everyone, so today's video is going to be the Autistic Booktuber Tag. Now this will not be my original Autistic Booktuber Tag because I also made one last year for Autism Acceptance Month, which this is one of the videos that I'm making for Autism Acceptance Month, which I feel like that's going to be quite obvious by the fact that I'm uploading this in April, even though I'm filming it in March. But yeah, this video is going to be the Autistic Booktuber Tag that another Autistic Booktuber made, which I'll link her video in the description. Go check her out and go check out her channel. It's really nice. So yeah, let's just get into the Autistic Booktuber Tag because I'm really not feeling well today and I need to film 2 videos and this is only the first one. So yeah, let's just get into the video. Now, before I actually get into the questions, I just realized that I need to say something before I actually start the tag. So the thing that I want to say is I know that I'm wearing blue, but that's not for Autism Acceptance Month. I don't support that because the whole lighted up blue thing comes from Autism Speaks, and Autism Speaks is a very bad organization and I don't support it. I'm not wearing blue because of that. I'm just wearing it because I wanted to wear this today and I forgot about the whole lighted up blue thing. So yeah, don't pay attention to it. I'm not wearing that on purpose. So let's now actually get into the questions. So the first question is, what is the most underrated book with autism representation that you have read? Now, I actually looked it up and I wasn't expecting this book to be the most underrated book, but apparently it is, and that is Show Us Who You Are. I didn't grab any of the books for this video just because I'm not feeling well today, so I'm just going to show pictures of them. But yeah, I do own this book. I loved it. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I really like this book. Again, I wasn't expecting it to be the most underrated book that I think I own with autism representation. But then again, autism is really underrepresented, so I guess I should have expected it. But yeah, if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. It has autism representation, obviously, ADHD representation. It talks about eugenics in a very kid-friendly way, I guess. It's one of those books that I really wish I had when I was younger because I feel like it would have made me feel a lot better about being neurodivergent, which I say neurodivergent instead of autistic because I wasn't diagnosed until I was in university. So yeah, I wish I had this book when I was younger, but then again, I wasn't diagnosed, so it probably wouldn't have hit me as hard, or maybe it would have, I have no idea. But yeah, I highly recommend this book. It's very good. I recommend the other books by this author as well. They have good representation as well. So yeah, let's get into the next question. The next question is, which book with autism representation do you resonate with the most? Now, for me, that would probably have to be Act Your Age, Eve Brown, which that book, and as well as the other books in this series, has a lot of representation. The last book in particular has autism representation for technically both of the main characters. But yeah, I feel like that would be the book I resonate with the most, even though I feel like I don't fully resonate with a lot of autistic characters in books because I feel like my physical issues, in case you don't know my physical issues, if this is your first time on my channel, I use a cane to walk. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I use a cane to walk, and I feel like my autism and my physical issues, they're very difficult to separate because they don't always go hand in hand, but I still feel like they're so inseparable that I would need a character who's autistic and who also has physical issues that are similar to me in order to fully resonate with them. And I haven't found a character like that yet. So yeah, I would still answer this book, but that's just because I don't think I can think of another answer. So yeah, I do highly recommend this book though if you want a romance book or a romance series. This being the last book in this series with great representation, I would still highly recommend this. So yeah. Then the next question is, which book with autism representation would you recommend to your younger self? Now for this question, I'm going to answer A Kind of Spark. This is another book by the same author as Show Us Who You Are. And A Kind of Spark is a little bit of a lighter book. Like Show Us Who You Are, like I already said, deals with like eugenics. And I feel like my younger self would not want to immediately dive into a book like that with eugenics as the main topic. I feel like I would like a book like A Kind of Spark more, and then maybe read Show Us Who You Are. A Kind of Spark is, again, has autism representation, has autism kind of as the main topic, and still deals with eugenics in a way, but it's different, but it's still very difficult and heartbreaking to read for me as an autistic person, especially for me as like an autistic woman, because that gets talked about a lot in A Kind of Spark. And yeah, I feel like I want to talk about this book more and how much I like it, but again, I'm really not feeling well. So yeah, I highly recommend this book. This is a book that I would recommend to my younger self, as the question asks. Yeah, I highly recommend it to other people as well. Doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. So yeah, I highly recommend it. The next question is, what is your favorite book with autistic representation starring a person of color, meaning the main character is a person of color and autistic? Now, for this question, I had a couple of like books in mind, but most of them were books that I didn't fully love, and then the book I chose, I'm not 100% sure whether it's like a canon autistic character. I think it is, but you rarely see like non-autistic people talking about the fact the character is autistic. So yeah, I'm going off of like autistic people's opinions and my own opinion in the fact that this character is autistic canonly, and that is the main character in Convenience Store Woman. The main character is a person of color, they're Asian, and again, they're autistic in my opinion and in a lot of autistic people's opinions, but it seems like a lot of non-autistic people who read this book are just like, she's very quirky and weird. And I will just see like posts like that on Instagram and stuff like that, and I'm just like, no, she's autistic. She's not quirky and weird. Like, she's autistic, and I'm again like 99% sure that the author is autistic as well. So yeah, she's autistic. She's not quirky and weird. Like, call her autistic. Again, if I'm correct, I think she's canonly autistic. But yeah, I really love this book. I think I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. I don't own a physical copy of this, which I really wish I did. But yeah, I don't own one, but hopefully I will someday. And again, I really recommend it. It is really short, so I feel like it's also quite a fast read. Then we are already on the last question, which is good because, like I said, I'm not feeling well. So the last question is, what is your most anticipated new release with autistic representation? I have no idea if I said that question correctly because I tried like 15 times. But I hope you understand what I mean. My most anticipated new release with autistic representation is Ellen Outside the Lines. This has obviously autistic representation. It also has Jewish representation, I'm pretty sure. It's a middle grade, and the cover's really pretty, and I really want to read it. And I think by the time that I upload this video, it will actually be out, because I think it comes out like next week. I will not have like read it by the time that this video comes out, just because like it's very difficult for me to find new releases like where I live and stuff like that, and they're usually pretty expensive. So yeah, I'm very excited for this book. Not gonna read it immediately because again, I can't, but yeah, I am very excited for it. So that was the last question of the Autistic Booktuber tag. Thank you to the booktuber who made this tag. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad it's such a short tag because again, I don't feel well and I still have to film another video after this, and I'm not looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm really glad that these types of tags exist so that we can find like more autistic booktubers, which is always fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video despite me kind of like rushing through it because I don't feel well. But yeah, I hope you still enjoyed it. I hope you still got some like recommendations maybe. Even though I feel like I talk about most of these books a lot on my channel, I still feel like if you haven't read some of them, I still hope you will, because of the autism representation. And again, autism is quite underrepresented. And even if we are represented in books, most of the times it's not that good, especially if the author themselves is not autistic. So yeah, remember to read autistic own voices books, meaning the author is autistic and there's autistic people in the books. Make sure to read autistic own voices books. Support autistic authors. Maybe I'll be one in the future, so support me in the future as well, even though I doubt I'll ever publish a book, but still. Also, make sure to not read books with autistic characters just in April. Make sure to read them like all year around, because again, we are really underrepresented. So it would mean a lot to those like autistic authors if you do support their books like all year round. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Again, I don't feel well, so I want to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope, again, you got some recommendations from it. Thank you to the creator of this tag for making it once again, and bye.